Hi, my name is Vanessa van Dijk. Now, can you use your salicylic acid cleanser, toner, or serum every day? Well, it depends on the salicylic acid product that you have at home, since there's a significant difference between your salicylic acid cleanser and leave-on exfoliant. So on the one hand, you have your salicylic acid cleanser, which tends to have a much higher pH, so around 4.5 to 5.5, which is around skin's pH, and you're going to leave it on skin only for like a short period of time, because you're using your salicylic acid cleanser to wash your face, but at the same time treat your skin concern. Therefore, you may be able to use that one every day pretty fast. Whereas if you're working with a leave-on exfoliant, this may be a salicylic acid toner or serum, those usually, not always, usually tend to have a much lower pH, around 3 to 4, and you're going to leave it on the skin. So you're not going to immediately rinse it off with water, and so therefore it can be a bit more potent on the skin. And therefore you may not be able to use that one every day depending on your skin tolerance. So the key is to start off slowly so that your skin has enough time to adjust to your salicylic acid product, and then figure out what frequency works the best for you. So I want to share with you an overall frequency guide, keeping the salicylic acid in one category and the leave-on salicylic acid products in another category, but still that you can follow that specific guide over the weeks, and then you can adjust it accordingly, which I will show you how you can do this. Now, I have prepared for you everything in a PowerPoint, so if you later on want to go over it again, you maybe want to save it to your device, you will be able to find it in the description box down below. So let's get started with a frequency guide when it comes to using a salicylic acid cleanser, which you can see right here. Now, I've basically merged a morning as well as evening skincare routine into one big slide so that I can cover the main information, what's important to remember. So you have on the top corner the time of use, in the middle you have the frequency guide, below you have the steps as well as an example routine, and below that you have the overall general guide of how you would use those products. Now, when it comes to the salicylic acid cleansers that I have picked, those are examples, those are products that I can recommend, like in general the entire routine, those are all products that I can recommend, that I find work great for everyone. But of course, if you should have a different salicylic acid cleanser or hydrating product or moisturizer or sunscreen, it's completely fine to replace it. It won't change the step in that case. Now, when it comes to the salicylic acid cleanser, you can see right here that I have an oil or balm cleanser at first and then the salicylic acid cleanser behind it. Now, this should represent a double cleansing if you're planning on doing a double cleansing, but you're only doing a double cleansing with the oil or balm cleanser in case you're not able to properly remove your sunscreen and or makeup with your regular cleanser or salicylic acid cleanser. And then you can see the instructions for a double cleansing right here on the bottom, and it emphasizes that you only should do this in the evening. So this means if you just want to use your salicylic acid cleanser or regular cleanser in the morning, then you're going to leave out the oil or balm cleanser. So that's the first point that I want to emphasize. And then when it comes to the morning routine, the last step in your skincare routine would be your sunscreen, but in the evening there is no sunscreen needed. And then the steps in between, like your hydrating toner, essence or serum or moisturizer, if you want to include it, then you can use such products daily in the morning and or evening. Now, I've put them into this example routine as well because salicylic acid tends to make the skin a bit drier. So if that's the case, you can always balance it out with hydrating products, which may be just an hydrating toner, essence or serum on its own, or maybe just a moisturizer on its own, or you may want to combine them, and then this would be the entire order of application. So that you understand the slide when looking at it and what you then can learn from it, and this is basically the overall general guide below it as well. So when it comes to week 1 and week 2, which you can see right here on the top, my recommendation would be start off by using it once per day, morning or evening, but use it every other day. Do this for 2 weeks to see how your skin is going to tolerate your salicylic acid cleanser, and then if sensitivity should occur, reduce the frequency and give your skin more time to adjust. So then you maybe want to use your salicylic acid cleanser once per day every second day, and you may want to do this for another 2 weeks. So instead of 2 weeks, you want to do this for 4 weeks because your skin needs more time to adjust to it. And that's completely fine. You have to figure out how your skin is going to react to it and how how much time your skin needs to adjust to your salicylic acid product before moving on. But this is like a general guide that I want to share with you so that you have an example in mind. Now, if during the first 2 weeks everything went well with the first frequency that you've done, well, then you can move up to the next frequency, which would be using it more often. Then I recommend using it once per day, morning or evening, daily. So that you can see that when using it once per day daily, how your skin is going to feel after doing this for another 2 weeks. Again, if your skin needs more time, you may want to do this for 4 weeks before thinking of using it more often, or if sensitivity occurs, go back to your old frequency if that has worked well for you in the past. Then, if everything went well, you want to move up to the next stage, well, then you can go ahead and use it twice per day, morning and evening, every other day. Not yet daily. I mean, you could theoretically skip this specific part right here because you have already used it once per day daily like before, but your skin may react differently to the salicylic acid product when using it twice per day. Therefore, you may still want to give it a break in between so that the skin is able to recover. And then you want to do this frequency for another 2 weeks or maybe a bit longer if your skin needs more time to adjust to it before you're thinking of using it daily twice per day. So meaning morning as well as evening. And then this would be a frequency guide which would go then for 8 weeks. Of course, again, if you need more time or if you figure out your skin tolerates it much better, you want to then maybe skip a frequency and then move up higher, you can go ahead and adjust it, but the slower you start to adjust the frequency over time, the more you get to know your skin, the more you will figure out your skin tolerance, what has worked well for you, and then basically stick to it. But you're more likely to be able to use your salicylic acid cleanser daily in the morning as well as evening compared to a leave-on salicylic acid product. That's basically what I wanted to teach you, and you could do this within those 8 weeks. Now, what are you going to do on the days, so basically times, when not using your salicylic acid cleanser? Well, this is where you would replace it with a regular cleanser that's suitable for your skin type. So basically a non-salicylic acid cleanser, so that you then can give your skin a break from the exfoliating acid cleanser, but still maintain the rest of your skincare routine. And then this would be basically it when it comes to the frequency of your salicylic acid cleanser. Now, there's one little point that I do want to emphasize, which comes now like at a great time because we are now heading into the frequency of leave-on exfoliating acid product as well. And this is that my frequency guide is based on just using a salicylic acid cleanser or just using a leave-on salicylic acid product. If you should work with other exfoliating acid products in between, this frequency guide that I'm about to share with you, that I have already shared with you, is not going to work. It's likely that you're coming across sensitivity or more dryness because you're using more than one exfoliant. So therefore, you have to be even more careful if you should work with multiple exfoliating acid products during the same week. You have to alternate between them more often, or you may want to give your skin more time in between to kind of like, in brackets, like recover from the exfoliation before doing this again. So please keep this in mind. Now, when it comes to the frequency when working with a leave-on salicylic acid exfoliant, so this can be toner, liquid, serum, they can come like in different formulations. Then this is basically my example routine, which you can see right here. Now, the examples that I have picked are examples. Of course, if you should have a different one, you still can follow that specific guide. But there's a significant difference depending on the salicylic acid formulation that you may have at home. So Paula's Choice exfoliant as well as the ordinary exfoliant, they have a low pH. They tend to be a bit more potent compared to Cosrx BHA. Now you can see right here on the top, I've mentioned that if you're working with a gentle salicylic acid formulation, which usually contains betaine salicylate, then you are more likely to use that one more often and like up to daily quite fast, compared to a low pH, more potent salicylic acid formulation. Then you have to start off like much slower because otherwise it can be too aggressive for your skin and then you may end up with sensitivity. This can be stinging, burning, or even redness, or maybe getting a rash. So please be mindful depending on the salicylic acid formulation that you have at home. But usually with leave-on salicylic acid products, it is recommended intended to use them in the evening. Therefore, you can see right here that it refers to an evening skincare routine, and therefore you can see the change in the setup. But it's going to change later on as well, depending on how resistant your skin may be. So again, you're going to get started with your cleansing step. You may want to do a double cleanse. If you should have a Livon salicylic acid product at home, make sure that you're using a non-salicylic acid cleanser. So use a cleanser that's suitable for your skin type, because you're already working with an exfoliant. So you're going to wash your face, then head into the Livon exfoliant, and then if you should feel the need, move on to your moisturizer to add hydration to the skin. So if you should have a gentle salicylic acid formulation, you can start off by using it every other day for the first week and second week, because again, they tend to be much gentler. Therefore, you may be able to use them already in the beginning more often. If you should have a formulation where the pH is known, where you know that it's quite potent, well then I recommend using it 2 to 3 times per week. So Monday, Wednesday, and or Friday. And you would continue with that frequency for 2 weeks to see how your skin is dealing with it. Even though you may not notice sensitivity right away, depending on what your skin actually needs, you can still experience sensitivity after 2 to 3 weeks because it's just going to overwhelm your skin. Therefore, I recommend still doing the entire frequency guidance over the 2 weeks period. And if you feel like your skin needs more time, well then give it 3 weeks or 4 weeks, so that you then can slowly adjust the frequency over time. So if that frequency went well for you for the first 2 weeks, well then you can thinking of using it more often. However, if sensitivity occurs, reduce the frequency again and give your skin more time to adjust. So if you have used, for example, the more potent salicylic acid formulation 3 times per week, you then may want to reduce it even further by just using it 2 times per week, so that you get the idea of how you then would use it in your evening skincare routine. Then again, if everything went well over time, you can head into the next frequency, which would be then for week 3 and 4. So then you can use your gentle salicylic acid formulation daily, again, because it is much gentler, therefore you're more likely to tolerate that one already on a daily base. But when it comes to the low pH salicylic acid formulation, then you can move up to every other day. Do not yet use it daily. Give your skin a break in between so that it can regenerate before using it again. And then the next period would be using both, either your gentle formulation or the low pH on a daily basis in your evening skincare routine. And then this would be during the 5th and 6th weeks. And again, you would do this for 2 weeks. Then after that, if you feel like you are able to use your Livon salicylic acid product daily in your evening skincare routine, and you want to stick to that frequency, since it has worked well for you, you did not experience any sensitivity, well then you can keep on going with it. There's no need to use it more often. However, depending on how resistant your skin is or how stubborn your skin concerns may be, you can theoretically use your Livon salicylic acid product in the morning as well. And then, if you're planning on doing so, which not everyone can, but I do want to emphasize in this frequency guide as well, during week 7 and 8, you can use it twice per day, morning and evening, every other day. And then you can see we have the same setup as I've already mentioned with the salicylic acid cleanser, where you then would need to use your sunscreen in the morning, and the double cleansing is only needed in the evening. But nonetheless, the rest can basically stay the same. But then you can go ahead and use it twice per day, every other day, still making sure to give your skin a break in between, since you are now using it twice per day. But then, if everything should work well for you, you can even move up to twice per day, morning and evening, and use it daily. So that you can see that it is possible, but start off slowly. Please do me the favor, start off slowly, so that over time you're going to be able to understand how much exfoliation your skin needs, what frequency your skin is able to tolerate. Because if you're using it too soon, too fast, one day after another, or maybe even twice per day, this is going to easily end up in sensitivity. And so this is what you're trying to avoid. So therefore, my guide would be go in a 2-week steps period, so that you then will figure out over time what will work the best for you. If you can use it daily, that's completely fine. Go ahead and do so. If you figure out that the daily application is going to lead to sensitivity, well, then you know you have to reduce the frequency and use a frequency that has worked for you in the past, so that you then are not going to irritate your skin like in any way than necessary, because all what you're trying to do is loosen the dead skin cells, regulate your oiliness. You want to maybe minimize the appearance of your pores, and then there you have it. You want to reduce your acne, but at the same time you are trying to improve your skin concerns, but at the same time are trying to avoid irritation. So you need to find that right balance in between, so that it's effective yet not irritating on the skin. And therefore I have put them into several weeks, so that you then can move in that specific like frequency guidance. And then of course, when it comes to the days when not using your leave-on exfoliant, well, this is where you can go ahead and again work with hydration. You want to give your skin a break. You do not have to add hydration like into your skincare routine. It's fine to just wash your face, protect your skin during daytime with sunscreen. But again, if you would like to, you can go ahead and then add hydration on the days when not using your leave-on exfoliant, so that you can balance like the dryness as well, which you may get by using such a leave-on salicylic acid product. Now, when it comes to the PowerPoint itself, after the frequency guide, well, you will find all the products that I have mentioned in my example routines, which you can see right here. So if you are curious about it, what I have picked, what products I can recommend, you will find everything down below. Then below that you will be able to find the overall general skincare tips guide, which is a general guide when working with your skincare products. Below that you have like a sunscreen information guide, and that's basically all what you will find in my entire PowerPoint. So if you enjoyed this video, then please don't forget to give the thumbs up as well as share it. And if you now want to learn more about salicylic acid products, you want to see the different applications, I'm going to leave some of the videos at the end of this video. And if you want to support this channel, as I'm an independent YouTuber, and you want to leave a tip, you can go ahead and do so by leaving a super thanks button below, like tip below this video, or even check out the description box. There you will find a PayPal link. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon in the next one. Happy skincaring. Bye.